sometimes there's a certain amount of preparation that has to be done before you're ready to try a thing. So for example, with these videos, I am learning as I go right now. I've done a lot of base preparatory work. I know a lot about using the camera and what you should do as far as content, best practices. I understand a lot of that, but until you're actually doing it, there are a lot of things that you'll never actually learn, you'll never actually figure out. So over the course, this is probably my third or fourth weekly video. I'm actually a bit late today. The first video, I realized I had to make some changes. I didn't mic myself properly. The lighting wasn't as good as it could have been. I had a lot of trouble getting through the script. The editing was a bit cumbersome, so I made some changes. On the second video, the lighting was a bit better. I had background problems. I used a microphone. That improved the sound quality. I streamlined the editing a bit, and I made tweaks. Each time I'm going forward, I'm making these tweaks and adjustments to try and get better and better at it. But these are things that have to actually only happen in the real world. It's not possible to just lab them and think your way through them until you're actually hitting these obstacles. So this is a really important concept, this idea of public practice, the actual work that you put out there. Now, I'm not really worried about a lot of views on this particular video. I'm not worried about giant ownership of a giant part of the market for content. This is more about me harnessing my craft. Lately, one of my favorite Neil Gaiman quotes that I've repeated over and over to people is I've heard he said that you have to write 100,000 words of garbage before you can write anything that's any good. And he's a best-selling author, author of a few books I really enjoy. But 100,000 words of garbage before you write anything that's actually good. Whenever you frame the conversation in that way, it actually takes some of the pressure off, doesn't it? You're expected to stink at this endeavor that you're trying. Just go out there and do it. And again, and again, and again. That's why people say to find something you like doing. When you like to do it, you don't mind getting beat up and going back at it again and again. You know, I really learned this lesson the hard way by writing a blog last year. It was in a niche category, and I probably wrote every week and then some, I would guess 150 to 200,000 words over the course of a year and a half. That's a full-length novel, pretty much. And in this, I learned a lot about perseverance, about putting in that work, and how you can really improve at your craft. Now I haven't really done much with that for the past number of months, but I'm still getting thousands and thousands of monthly recurring visitors from that evergreen content I put up before. So the key is to put in that work over and over and over again, not worrying about the results so much as getting better and better. Eventually, what the public demands and your abilities will sync up. And at that point in time, you'll start to get traction. If you keep improving above and beyond that, you might even become an industry leader. So really important. And also, this idea of actually public practice, this thing that actually exists in the wild, is really important. Has you really invested then in the quality of the work? So I've talked to some people lately about, should they invest in Bitcoin and things like that. And I'm not trying to say that you should jump down the crypto rabbit hole, but the best way to check and to track that market is to put $5, $10, $20, $30 in a cryptocurrency. Then you can watch it on a day-to-day, jump up, drop down, jump up, drop down, and move around and try and understand why it's doing what it's doing. Until you have some skin in